A black woman almost quit a TV show in 1967. Martin Luther King Jr. stopped her. And that conversation is part of the reason the American space program ended up with a generation of astronauts who didn't all look the same. Her name was Nichelle Nichols. In 1966, she was cast as Lieutenant Uhura in Star Trek. Uhuru from the Swahili word uhuru, which meant freedom. She was the communications officer on the Enterprise, on the bridge, handling systems, speaking multiple languages, at a time when most black women on television were being cast in roles built around servitude or caricatures. She was doing something different. But she didn't think it was landing. Her lines were being cut. She dealt with racism on set, and she wasn't being shown the full picture of how her audience was responding to her. It was sabotage, y'all. They were diverting her fan letters. So by the end of the first season, she had another opportunity waiting. Broadway. So she told Gene Roddenberry that she was done. But he asked her to take the weekend. And that weekend, she attended an NAACP event. Someone approached her and said that there was a fan who wanted to meet her. She turned around, and it was Martin Luther King Jr. He told her he watched Star Trek, and that he let his children stay up to see it too. And when she told him she was planning to leave, he stopped her. He told her that what she was doing on that show mattered, that for the first time black audiences were seeing themselves represented on screen, and roles tied to intelligence, authority, and possibility, not as background, not as relief, but as part of the future, you know? And that if she left, that image would disappear. So she heard him, and she went back to work on Monday. 10 years later, NASA was recruiting for the space shuttle, and over 8 months they had got 1,500 applicants, fewer than 100 from women, 35 from people of color. So NASA called Nichelle Nichols, and she agreed to help them on one condition. She told them that she's going to bring them so many qualified Black, Asian, Latino, and women applicants, and that if they don't choose any of them, every newspaper in this country is going to know why. I know that's right. I know that's right. So she toured 4 months with them. She put on that blue NASA flight suit and recruited across the country. And by the end, the applicant pool had grown from 1,500 to over 8,000. 1,649 women, over 1,000 people of color. And out of that class, NASA selected 35 applicants. Sally Ride, the first American woman in space. Ellison Onizuka, the first Asian American in space. Guion Bluford, the first Black American man in space. Ronald McNair, the second Black American man in space. Frederick Gregory, the first Black American to command a shuttle mission. Charles Bolden eventually became the administrator of NASA. Every single one of them was recruited by a woman who almost quit a TV show in 1967. People love to say representation is performative, that it's decoration, that it's just TV, you know? But here's what it actually is. It's a pipeline. It's a door that one person refuses to let close. Also, the next person can walk through. In 1967, a Black woman almost walked away from a stage. A man who would be assassinated 9 months later told her to stay. And she stayed. And the first Black woman to ever reach orbit, Mae Jemison, she said that she applied to NASA because she grew up watching Uhura. Jemison later appeared in an episode of Star Trek herself, the first real astronaut ever cast on the show. A straight line, y'all, from one conversation at an NAACP fundraiser to a Black woman in space who first saw herself there on a television screen. That is the entire pipeline. Nichelle Nichols died in 2022. Her ashes were launched into orbit. That was not symbolism. That was the receipt. Say her name. Nichelle Nichols. My God. Incredible. Incredible.